I don't know why mine doesn't come up with share to groups anymore. Show you guys something. As soon as I have somebody that's coming on, I'll show you guys something that's new. I just got these today. And that is, see this shirt? Factory hitter. It's a badass shirt. I sure hope that was Jeff, that was you that I'm bringing on right now. And I don't think we're going to have, it still says adding. We're getting a lot of people actually chiming in, tuning in right now. We've only been doing this a few. It's not letting me get Jeff on here and Sean. But I'm not going to stop them talking until they can come on, and I know they'll come on here in a minute. I'm just looking at going through. We have a lot of stuff that's on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok in the last few weeks. Every day there's people that actually are sending me things, and today's no different. You know, a lot of guys that want to be reps that send me video of them hitting short porch bats. My brother has shingles. My mom just texted me that. And then I get videos from guys that are actually, did you see that? That's pretty awesome, guys. These are pretty awesome. And then on the back, it's got our logo, what our saying is. Xena is on. I cannot believe that. Xena's been a little disruptive lately. Actually, she's hitting right now live on well, it was live. All right, I'll send you another invite. I get a lot of people. Guys, the deal between me and Z and she'll actually talk. We've known each other for years, 35, 40 years.
There we go.
There we are. So we kind of
we don't see Dave again.
Talk smack back and forth. What's up, Sean?
What's going on?
Living a dream, brother. Living a dream.
He can see us, but we can't see him.
Yeah, we can't see you again. The other day, I couldn't see you either.
Okay, I have nothing to do with that. Nothing to do with that. But I can hear you really good, and I can see y'all really good right there, too.
Yeah, so, we can't see you. I don't think we're going to be able to see anybody else when you bring them on there.
Yeah, we can see you guys really good, actually.
Yeah. You're way delayed. Yeah. I don't know why.
Is that going to mess y'all up? You did. It happened last week, too.
Yeah. I couldn't see you last week either. So.
Is it the way you turn it? Are you turning it?
Let me see.
Well, that's sideways. That's sideways now.
Yeah, no, it's just your camera's black. It's weird on the tablet.
Yeah, because I can see you, and I guarantee everybody else can see you because they're actually.
Yeah, we can see you on Leslie's.
Yeah, y'all can see on Leslie's too, but it's got a delay though, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, these shirts are sweet, dude. I like these shirts. They're pretty good. We just got ours today. And the shirt you're wearing, that one actually, I wanted to wear that on Friday though. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wanted
I
to
won't
wear that
spin
one on
around.
Friday.
I'm not gonna show the back of it yet. You know.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, how many deals you get? You better got a lot.
See?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a big box in there. I don't know.
Good. They're thick too.
Yeah, they're pretty good shirts. So, and the factory hitter shirts were just for our people, you know.
Yeah, try managing that one because I guarantee people are going to see. I mean, this is the one. This is it's a hoodie long sleeve, and I won't show the back either, but it's a hoodie long sleeve, and this is like it's not too thick, and it's almost like a hitting jacket, you know, and it's got the hoodie on it. Whoops, I almost showed something, but yeah, those are amazing, dude. Amazing.
Yeah, you know, we starting to get a lot more and more gear in here, and you know, see a lot more stuff. I know we got some black hats with a white front coming. That's pretty cool. So I really like them.
Yeah, I got the whiteout hat today. Whiteout batting gloves, I got those in today too. But I think three of these, and I think three of those that you have, four of those that you have on right now. It says it's from Cage, so I know who takes care of me over there.
That's why Sean didn't get his.
Yeah, I didn't get one. So I have to
You
talk
did?
with him.
Sean has to drive over and pick his stuff
Hey,
up. He don't
you
get it in the
you
mail.
even came over there to get your stuff, man. You didn't get none of the stuff sent to you.
Yeah, yeah. Sean has to drive up in here and grab it.
Sweet. So, how's everything going, guys? Pretty
Man,
good.
it's going good. You know what Sean was in here doing right after we went and had Mexican. Sean was in here hitting the DDT, and he was dropping some 370-foot bombs in there on hit tracks with it.
See, that's how come I know that it really wasn't Mexican food. Because if you're in Texas, in South Texas,
Nah,
you eat Mexican food, you're not going into hit tracks and hitting. That's how good our Mexican food is here. Our Mexican food is so good here, it'll shut you down. That's how good our Mexican food is here. So when you said that, I'm going, okay, that's not authentic Mexican food. You know, our Mexican food would it'll make you take a nap for 8 hours is what our Mexican food will do.
it's not hot here either. Put it this way: I added jalapenos to mine, and it still wasn't hot. You know.
So here's the deal, Sean. How you doing, Todd? How you doing, Sarah? Here's the deal. What were you hitting today? What were you hitting in hit tracks today? Was it the blackout OG? Are you just that's all your gamers. That's just your gamer bat that you
No, I'm done with that. I had your DDT out today.
you did. So how'd you like it?
Oh, when it opened up, it was, you could tell it became a different bat.
See that I noticed that too when we had ours, and it takes a little bit to get it there, which I don't mind that. I'd rather put the swings on it, you know. But what we're getting on, you were there, but I didn't get to talk to you. You're in Florida, right? Well, we had the prototypes, and we had a 25, a 26, and we had a 27 DDT there, and I still have those bats right here in front of me. And we're compression testing at 175, 180, 190 on all those bats that we got back from Florida. I compression tested them about an hour ago because I wanted to know before I came on. So it's there, and we used those nonstop in Florida. And then when we got here, all the video you see going forward is with the DDTs from Florida and the prototypes from Florida. So we got a lot of swings on them, over 500 on every bat. I'd have to go back and do a count, but I guarantee you got 600 plus on a lot of those bats. No problems with them at all, especially nonstop when everybody wanted to pick them up and hit them. The biggest draw in Florida was the blackout with the tackified grip. I mean, tackified barrel, and then the DDT. Everybody wanted to see what the new tech was coming, you know, and just get their hands on it and swing it. It's an acquired taste.
Yes.
That's the one thing I will say to a lot of people because it's new technology that nobody has ever touched. It swings different because it's weighted different. You know, somebody said today, you know, when we were posting these videos about, you know, about tonight and then posting those videos, little short clips. I have a Murray hitting the light pole at the top of the light pole, and they're like, what is a DDT? So, you know, we'll go into more about that later on in the podcast, and we'll maybe on Friday we'll talk more about it, because it's revolutionary. Nobody's ever attempted and get it right on the first try, you know, with that weight distribution in that barrel.
Yeah, and that's the thing. You know, Sean had his. It was sitting right at 200 when it got really, really fire. You know, so at 200 compression, that's when, you know, he just started hitting, you know, the long ball, and just consistent. He hit like 5 in a row, and that's where it got really hot at. And so, you know, it starts off at 225, and it's just it's a badass bat, 2-piece, new tech. So yeah, we'll get into more of that later on. But man, he was definitely stepping on it with it, and he was getting better performance than I was out of it, because he was swinging a little harder. So he was jumping up there in the triple digits, and I wasn't quite there with it yet. You know.
Yeah,
Then you knew when it
the one thing.
changed. You could tell when it got that next gear. You could just feel the ball come off.
Yeah, it actually almost like it loosens up. Everything
Yes.
in it loosens up. And I tell people this too. When it gets that extra, when it gets that tier, that it'll get on a tier, right? When it hits that tier, and I really can't say, because we had everybody hit ours. We haven't hit ours alone just by ourselves. So, but we had everybody in Florida hit it. So I really can't tell you guys, you know, average probably 125, 100 swings, because the guys that were hitting it in Florida were pretty good swingers, you know, and then you had Hancock out there hitting it too. So I got to say about 125 swings. You guys can get it where it's getting there. I have some on the way today, and we'll be able to give that number out later on what it's going to get to on those numbers. But I'm saying average around 100. You know, for you, probably a little sooner. When did you feel it loosen up today? Was it
About there. I hit 50 off the soft toss, and I was at the 90s. And then he pitched me, and about the second batch, about another 40 pitches is when I hit that. I hit, like, when we started getting that 99, 100 is toward the back end when he was. That's, you could tell when it had changed. So about 100 pitches, yeah 100 swings.
You can hear it change, and
Yes.
then you have no feedback on the hands, which
None.
we'll talk more about that later on too, on what kind of feedback, why we're not getting anything like that. I need to get out of this because it just keeps going and going. But definitely, it's something that people, when they grab it, you know, even Trey was saying it when we hit it the other day, was, you know, on yesterday, Trey was saying it takes a little while. Like, he was swinging his white out, and then he jumped into the DDT, and it takes a little bit because of the way it's weighted, not like anything else out there. And hopefully, you know, well, I say hopefully, we already know how it performs at that 175, 180 compression. You know, you saw us hitting it. Hell, me getting up there and swinging it with a bum shoulder. You know, I was still getting good distance on it with a bum shoulder, and I wasn't at 100%, probably at 50%, and I was hitting it pretty good. And I think that has a lot to. It was a 25 ounce too, and Jeff had said that about the 25, and he thinks that 25 is going to be phenomenal because of the weight distribution in that barrel.
Yeah, the 25, like I said, we knew it would be, and this model would be really, you know, spot on. So we were super excited about the lighter weights and the 25s and 26s and what they were capable for, especially since a big demographic of ours is 60 plus in senior softball. But Dave, I think DI and Brandon are together, and they're going to. I'm gonna see if you can get them jump on, and then bring us back on, because I'm gonna try to get the camera up and running on ours. Can you put them on first, and then try to bring us on after?
I'm going to look for them.
They're under Ireland. So.
Oh, they're under David?
Yeah.
Did you see them on there?
I didn't. No.
Yeah, I don't think he's on there yet.
Yeah, they're
I didn't
texting.
know
They're
David.
texting me. They are under DI.
They're under DI?
Yeah, under DI. But I'm gonna jump off and then re-request to jump back on, get our audio, our cameras
Okay,
fixed
good.
here.
And
Gotcha.
then we'll all kind of talk and mess around over here. Yeah, now I got to find you, Dave. Hell. I'm looking for Mr. Ireland, and I cannot find him on my list. I can't. Well, that's one thing I don't want to see is DI. Is it DI's naked, half naked, or whatever? Brandon rubbing them down. Yeah, I see how you guys are. I can't, Chad. Dude, that's messed up. See if you guys can ask to join. I can't even find you on here. Got a lot of other people on there, but I just can't find them. Yeah, whenever you do this, you gotta, whenever you go into, there it is. When you go into finding these, that's not them, but I'll get them back on here. Whenever you got to ask for them, or if you can't find them on there, they've got to actually, they got to come on and ask to join.
Yeah.
And there's back again.
Yeah, it ain't working. The camera still ain't working on our end with the iPad, but it's all right.
I mean, all you get is a delay, so I'll just wait whenever we have questions back and forth. You know,
Yeah, we hear the audio, so it don't matter.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
But the audio doesn't have a delay. It's pretty good.
Yeah, the audio don't have delay. We just can't see you. That's all.
The one thing I will say about what's going on, or what is holy shit, that can't happen that fast. Tell me that's not happening that fast. Can you guys see that? There he is. Hey, I like this shirt. Is that the same shirt?
Yeah, but I don't see you guys.
You don't see
Hang
us.
on.
Yeah,
You can turn
we
it.
don't. We can see. Yeah, we can see y'all on Leslie's phone, but we can't see y'all on the live either.
Whoever said that ain't right.
Yeah.
It's better that they don't see me.
Yeah,
That's messed up. That's messed up. Hey, don't laugh at that shit. That only encourages them. Now DI jumped off. DI, we could see you.
we can see y'all. Everybody else can. Di, you just can't see us. I guess you can only hear us.
Backed out.
But everybody
Yeah.
else can see all three of us.
Yeah.
Like everybody else up there can see all three of us.
Mm-hmm.
We just it's just you guys that can't see.
You. Yeah.
Yeah,
We can't see each
me.
other. Yeah.
Yeah. And I can't find him again. Like when he asked, he came right on really fast. But
You know, it always turn it that way, but it ain't letting me no more.
Are you running off that pad?
Yeah, we're running off the pad,
Well,
but it made it turn. It made us turn it. It's been making us turn it sideways instead of straight up and down. It was working when we were straight up and down, but now it's not letting us do it. So.
We do have specs on the DDT. We'll talk about that later.
Yep.
Somebody was asking about specs on the DDT, but
Yeah.
we'll talk about.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Stay on. We're going to go through the DDT. We're going to talk a little bit about it, definitely, as far as the overall specs at the end of the podcast. And we're going to announce the release at the end of the podcast time coming up right here very soon. So if you stay on at the end, you'll get to hear about all those things, right, Dave?
Yeah, I just pulled this. I just pulled it out. That way I can explain a lot of things to it.
Yeah.
I've talked to a lot of people about the specs that actually has contacted me during the day without giving up too much information. And I think somebody was asking Murray today about the specs on it too, and asked what it was. And he said, just watch the podcast tonight and he will, we'll better explain it to everybody. And better explain it to everybody on the specs on the back, because that's real important to a lot of people out there too, especially with something that's new, Jeff, and that weight distribution is in a different spot. People want to know. I mean, that's the who said that? I want to know the specs on Brandon's quads.
Too big to measure. We couldn't get the tape around his quad. You know.
They didn't have a tape measure big enough to get around that thing.
Man, let me tell you, Brandon hitting the ball last week when I was in Atlanta. It was impressive. I know you've seen a little bit of it. It was very impressive.
Oh yeah, he's just the one thing about him too. I don't know if I kind of I'm still trying to get him on, Jeff. I know you don't see me, but I'm constantly moving around to try to get him on. I do see him on there now. I'm just asking request to try to get him on here, and it looks like the guest declined the live video invitation. Y'all guys are talking too much about Brandon and not him. So let's talk about DI a little bit, because he don't want to get on here and talk about it all be about Brandon. But I think I was telling some people about this. I played against Brandon back in the year 2099. He was he was playing out of Houston, and it just so happened that something happened in the game that brought my attention to him, because he actually pitched, and I think he was playing with Ray Coward, who Ray Coward was a big guy too back in the day, and we were playing upper class ball, and we were playing against them, which was they were one of our rival teams, and there was always a lot of chirping on, and Brandon was on that team, and there's some things that happened that are pretty funny. I'll try to talk to those on the side, but yeah, when he started talking to me in Vegas about all of that stuff, it says it's adding him. I kind of realized, now I know who that guy is, because he said he played with all those teams that I played against back in the late 90s and early 2000s before I had retired. I think I retired in 90. I think I retired in 2004, 2003, something like that.
Those two guys, Brandon and DI, they're great people. We call DI Mr. MVP. I think he wins MVP every tournament. Not some tournaments. My man wins MVP like every time he goes out and plays. And a lot of that has to do with his glove. He's he's got to be one of the best gloves in 55 plus. He's the best one I know of. I mean, so that's what I say.
I see you. I see you. Turn it this way. I know you guys can't see me, but turn the camera, because I can see y'all now.
Yeah.
There you go. Turn it. If you can get it like that.
What's up, guys?
Do we got to do this?
Yeah, we see y'all.
See y'all.
Yeah, we can see y'all.
There we go.
Y'all y'all bring it up on somebody else's phone, and y'all can see everybody, even though you can't see here.
Yeah, someone else in there has it. You can actually look at it.
There we go. Who we got there in the back? DI?
Hey.
Right there.
No, turn it back. Turn it back.
No, we just can't see.
Turn it back. Turn it back.
You got to turn it sideways. Turn the camera.
Yeah. How do you turn your?
They're getting it. They're getting it. I gotta stop looking at that. No.
That's Mr. Craig talking himself.
Because when you're watching it, sounds off, but
Yeah.
what it?
No, they are on a big delay. You know what we have here, right, guys?
But that's because we didn't get sidewalks. We got shut of that. I'm good.
Yeah.
We need to rotate.
We need to rotate.
Yeah,
There you
they're
go.
loud. Look at that.
They can't see us, so they don't think they're on.
We'll get,
Yeah.
How's this possible? I turned my phone down.
There we
He
go.
said, turn the phone, and I turned my phone down.
There we go.
Good.
DI.
Oh boy.
All right, let me get it adjusted.
You got to turn the phone.
It is. Hold on.
Hey, it's that Florida Challenge Cup, Dave. You know, the Florida Challenge Cup. Them guys are good ball players, but
You're right,
you know.
right there. Right there, you're perfect. But you.
well, I know, Brandon's not a high tech guy, neither am I, but it's hard for us to see.
Y'all good right there.
Yeah, don't touch nothing.
I'm looking back. Yeah, I got it.
You guys doing
Brandon,
good?
what's going on, my man?
Listen to Kitty Cabilco.
Yeah.
We're trying, guys. Stay tight.
There, I think y'all are good.
We good to go?
Y'all good to go. DI, what's up, my man?
Nothing much. Just enjoy the evening.
Man, and I guess Brandon's playing with Georgia and you're playing with Florida tomorrow, correct?
Right, yes, sir. Me, Manaya, Cracker, Craig, Mock, anybody else?
Yeah, man. Like
Jaeger.
like half the team's all short porch, right?
Yes, sir.
Well, Brandon, man, we're gonna start with you. I know you just hit a lot of the short porch bats in the whole Kevlar 2025 series just last week, man. Do you want to give your run through and your opinion of the bats?
Yes, I do. I will tell you this much. We're going to start off with the black Spin Tech. That one. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Delayed out.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I'm sorry, guys. I just said a little bit delayed on me. The black Spin Tech, I believe, is the, I got to be honest, man, it's a game changer. It's, you know, I swing a heavier bat, but you brought down the 26, and even I can handle that 26, which is very odd. It comes off that bat. I honestly think it's going to be one of the best bats you've made, the black Spin Tech. It's a very, very forgiving bat. I can hit it backside, middle. I did what I wanted to do with it. And the coolest thing about it is it's got a lot of durability with it, because me and Eddie was trying to just bust it and see what we could do with it. We never could. The temperatures was right as well with that particular bat. So that's the first one we really got down with over there.
And I know the bat of the week, the bat of the day right now is the DDT, and I know you probably swung that DDT more than any other bat that day.
I did.
What was your take on that one?
DDT is that bat performs as well. I really love the DDT. As far as the swing weight goes, it fits my swing very good. It feels like a short barrel, which it's not, but it comes off. It's got plenty of pop. You can do what you want to do. It doesn't have much flex. I didn't feel the flex in the hands, but for me personally, for myself, I would swing that bat, and it holds up. It's a good bat. It's going to do a great job out there. And like I said, it's another one. And I know I can speak for Eddie, who was out there. It was his favorite bat of the day as well.
Yeah, that's freaking awesome. I know y'all hit some shots. I won't even throw number distances out there because let's face it, people probably would not believe us, right?
That's okay. You know, the proof's in the pudding. No worries.
You can go back to
do it a
the
lot.
video, guys.
Yep.
It was a 360 field, right, Brandon?
Yes, sir.
And balls were just getting way deep. And man, it was an impressive day. Again, thank you for doing that last week. And man, I really appreciate it. It was a lot of fun, and y'all really showed off the bats. And what about you, Di? I know you've been swinging the whiteout a lot, right?
Almost tell you right now, I really like the whiteout. The barrel's a good medium barrel with a stiff handle. I will say my bat being a little bit stiffer barrel is probably, a little bit better overall for me and my swing, but I'm able to swing that whiteout and control the ball pretty well. I hit the ball with a lot of authority to the backside with that bat. I hit some balls in the TOC that was pretty impressive, and I would have no problem swinging that bat if that's what I had to swing.
Yeah, I'll tell you, man. I know the Brewtown David Ireland version is going to release in just a few weeks, and it is a very similar version of the whiteout in a 13-inch barrel. And I'll tell you guys, that is going to be a well-beloved bat, and we can't wait, DI, and we're super excited to bring that bat down to you and put it in your hand, and we'll be talking more about that offline soon.
Well, I do appreciate it. Thank you for everything you guys do.
What about, I see Craig back there, Craig would hit me up for a 27 Baby Blue that we didn't have, and by the time I got back from Tampa a few weeks ago, the 27 Baby Blues was gone. I come back from Tampa, we launched it in a demo, Dave was down there, and Dave, you'll attest to how the Baby Blue was all the talk at the demo, right?
That Baby Blue, I'll tell you what, basically, if you like the one from last year, it's just an upgrade from the one from last year. And that was one of our biggest selling bats from last year. And it's add Kevlar to it. It just made it amazing. And all the way through and I think you guys are going to be totally impressed in the future about what we got planned and what's coming. The David Ireland bat that, the Brandon Murray bat that just added Kevlar to it and made it so much better. And you guys, man, I can't wait to see it in you guys' hands, actually. But that Baby Blue, I tell you, I have one in the garage right now, 27 ounce. If you need it, just let me know. I'll ship it out to you tomorrow.
Craig needs a 27. I got hurt, so Craig, I can send you one of mine because they say I'm going to be down for a while. So I'll ship you out one of my games.
About 3 weeks out from swinging, but I swung one the other day. DI son and a bunch of us sit down here, and one of the old guys hit with a bat point. And I hit like 15 balls with that ballot bat, and I'm an inload guy. But I hit like 12 across the highway. That bat is ridiculous.
Yeah, man, it's a good one.
I've got on mine. I used it just to do some video on. I probably got 100 swings on it, 27 ounce. I just looked at it. Just DM me on the side, and I'll ship it to wherever you guys want me to ship it to.
Gotcha. What about you, Philip? Philip, you got to swing the bat some. Did you swing the DDT, right, Philip?
I did. I got to swing the DDT. You're gonna have a hard time prying that white out of my hand right now. It's pretty smoking hot right now. So the DDT's nice. I'm not a 2-piece guy, but that fifth handle makes it very, very sweet. Good bat, good solid bat. I was a big fan of the 240. We were swinging the
Moon Dog.
That Moon Dog.
Yeah.
I can't believe it's a 240. I mean, that's how hot that Moon Dog was. So great swinging bat.
Yeah, and I think you guys are, y'all getting we get a lot of questions about why make the switch to Kevlar, and I think you guys are seeing while we did it that the durability and performance has definitely gotten better. That we just weren't throwing things out there. That the proof is really there.
Yeah, for sure.
Well,
I've got
man,
several swings on the whiteout and haven't even come close. It still looks clean, no lines in it or anything, and it's already hot.
Well, I'll tell you right now, when Brandon hit the demo bat of the Blackout Spin Tech, which is one of our softest bats, and he was hitting it, him and Eddie, and if they didn't bust that thing after what they did to it last week, it's going to be really tough to break a bat before it should, so it was a testament to the materials, and man, we really appreciate you guys. So B. Murray, so what time you play tomorrow?
Well, we're not playing. We go Friday.
Go Friday.
We got Kentucky. What time we go, Craig, to Kentucky?
12 o'clock.
I mean, we go 12 o'clock Kentucky. We got California back to back, and that's Friday.
Well, you know, nothing, DI, nothing against you and Craig with Florida, but, you know, I'm pulling for Team Georgia, us being from Georgia, so I'm not pulling for our boys.
The boss man, the bad side. Watch yourself.
Yeah,
We
man,
got
go
one
Georgia.
driver guy.
Yeah. Man. So we,
That's good stuff. What's up,
yeah, absolutely.
Dave? How you been, big dog?
But
Did
we,
Dave hear me?
All right.
Dave, what you been up to, big man? How you
I haven't
been?
been up to much. I'll need to get you on here alone, and me and you need to talk about a bunch of stuff.
Let me
I
know.
can set up a
Let me
date.
know when you want to, brother. Just
I need to set up a date
hit me
next
up.
week.
We'll get it going.
Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. I mean, I think we can probably cover about an hour and a half or 2 hours, because I remember us in Vegas, and we're in the room. We're in the kitchen. Remember?
Yes,
And we
sir.
just started going off and started talking over each other about all the stuff that we
Oh, man, some of the old guys,
listed.
you know, some of the old guys I know, 'cause that's, I cut my teeth over there in Texas and Louisiana coming up through the system. I sure did.
Yeah, and I remember when I left Florida. I remember not left Florida when I left Vegas. I remember that we played against you a few times. There were some incidents that I'll talk to you behind the camera about some things that went on.
Yeah.
I played against Big Ray Coward back in the day too.
Ray was a teammate of mine for about 3 seasons in a row. Sure was.
Yeah, yeah. As a matter of fact, that it happened on that team that he was playing on, and you'll remember it. You'll remember it because it was pretty funny. I was actually front row of that. It was gonna happen, and I'll talk to you about that later, because I told Jeff, I said, damn, now I know who he is. And when you said you had had a stint in pitching a little bit too, I kind of you were impressive back then too. So me and you need to get together and just do some rambling and some talking. And I think a lot of people that are interested in health and nutrition and working out for us old seniors, I think we'll actually spread a lot of knowledge out there between me and you.
yeah, we do, yeah.
For sure, brother. You just let me know.
All right, I'll let you know. It'll be quick.
Guys, y'all get off, man. Good luck down there at the Challenge Cup, man. We can't say thank you enough from me and Miss Leslie here, and we hope y'all kick ass out there, man. Show it out, and y'all need anything, give us a call.
Team Georgia's taking these boys out. You heard it first.
Team Georgia. See
All
you
right,
guys.
man, you gotta take care, and thank you for everything, guys. Thank you a
Thank
lot.
y'all,
All right.
man.
Thanks, guys.
All right, you guys take care and have a good evening.
You too.
All right,
You guys.
so what do you think? You play with DI and Brandon much? Or?
Yes, I did a couple tournaments with them. I mean, those are guys that they'll stop what they're doing and help you, you know, or they'll tell you, hey, Sean, close your stance. Sean, slow down. They pick up those things while they're standing around, and they're guys that, they have no problem teaching. And if you listen, you'll learn, and they're great teammates. Great teammates.
High softball IQ guys right there.
Yes.
We were talking about that, Dave, just high softball IQ out there on the field making in-game adjustments, not just for themselves, but for their teammates, you know?
Yeah, I tell you what, I'm glad they're a part of this, and I'm glad I walked into that, because they were here before I actually came, and I already knew who they were. You know what I mean? And it was nothing but everybody that talked about them was talking exactly what Sean had said about they're there to help people out, and they would stop and just sit there and talk to people. When people are, if somebody would look at them and go, hey, that's that guy, they would see that and they would go toward them like, hey, how you doing? And shake their hand. They wouldn't walk off. They're the guys that stay late. They're early and stay late, right? They're not trying to get out of a situation, and I've seen a lot of guys, there's a lot of, I've been doing this for a long time, man. There's a lot of people that just don't do that. They are not those guys. They're those guys that will stay late, talk to people, shake hands, and just try to help somebody out. And I think it's for what we do, they're great ambassadors for Short Porch, in my opinion. I think they're awesome.
For sure.
Brandon's got to be the greatest motivator, that I know and I'm not just talking about softball. I'm talking about in general, in life. That is the greatest motivator you'll ever talk to. I think he wakes up in the morning, ready for the world, and he tries to make people around him better. And it's hard to find people like that. For sure.
Well, when you have Brandon that actually is chomping at the bit to get on this podcast, to sit out there and talk for 2 hours to people that will listen, because for his age, there's not a lot of people out there like him that will do what he does in the gym or nutritional wise. I've eaten with that guy, and I see how picky he is at tournaments when he's eating about carbs and about protein. So I just wanted to get him on to kind of share that with a lot of people, and he's chomping. I'm ready. Just let me know, and I'll get up there and talk. And then talking to him in Vegas whenever we were talking, man, I loved it, because those are things that I'm interested in. And if I can learn by listening to him one little thing, I'm happy when I walk out the door. I'm happy with talking to him. And I did learn some things when I was in Florida, Vegas, and talking to him. And he is a great guy. You guys don't understand. People maybe get intimidated by him a little bit, but he's just a big old teddy bear. He'll sit there and talk to you. He'll talk to you for hours.
Yeah,
but from what I witnessed, 30 years ago, he's not that big of a teddy bear. He can hold his own, and that's a story I don't want to talk. I'll talk to him about it, but it was one of the most memorable parts of a high stakes softball game that I had been in with him. I was on second base, and the way he handled everything was amazing. And I actually gained respect during that same time for him without even knowing who he was. And then later on with Porch, I go, holy shit, that's Brandon Murray. That's the guy that I played against it was about 30 years ago, and it was 25 years ago. It was amazing. He's a very good guy. So there's a lot of history there. And I'll talk to him about it, but it was pretty funny back in the day.
Yeah. He's a student of the game, and like I said, spent a lot of time. I've played more with DI than I have even Brandon. And get back to DI, it's just the glove. The glove is crazy. And when you can separate yourself to always be the best defensive player on the field, when you're around so many good hitters, it's hard to top that. And that's the reason why he always wins the MVPs, because people can't play defense like he can. And there is two sides of the ball. And heck, I wish I could play defense at that level, because it's crazy what he does.
Yeah, I have never witnessed it. I've seen him whenever we were in Vegas. Our games actually didn't go together, so he was watching more of my games than he was, because I couldn't had a chance to get over there because we're coming up from the losers bracket, and I didn't have a chance to go over there and watch him. I heard he had a very good tournament, and then just recently he had a really good tournament by getting MVP honors too. Really good guy.
Yeah.
I like him.
Man,
And he sat there and
great.
talked. Him and Trey talked, the whole time they were in the stands whenever we were playing, and he stayed around and watched our games. But a very good guy. And I will sit there and listen to those guys, that were just up here for hours and just, pick their brains about different things too.
Yeah, man. I know Philip that was there with them, and Craig Mock. They're all good guys, and I promise you, if they have Short Porch on their shirts, they're good people, right? I mean, that's what we do. So
Yeah, I think that's across the board, Jeff. I mean, even Sean. I mean, I really didn't know what I knew about Sean is I think Sean had contacted me. Sean had contacted me years ago because he knows that I hunt. And then he was talking about targets and sent me pictures. He teased me is what he did, because he sent me pictures of targets and, hey, have you ever saw this? And then I would send it to my son, and my son like, who is that? And I said, it was a guy who plays softball out of Florida. Dad, can you give me some? Like, let me talk to him. Maybe I can trade him out some bats that I have. And I was with Senior Softball Bat Reviews, and I was going to get like 5 bats and send it to him for his targets. And then whenever I came across to Short Porch, I did not know that he was affiliated. And then I think whenever I was up in Savannah, Georgia, and we were doing the blackout, and then he shows up, and I'm going, you're the same guy. And he's like, yeah. I said, damn, man, I didn't know. Then we start talking about hunting and start talking about targets, and it just got all carried away. So, I mean, I never knew until he stepped out on the field there, you know, for one, he's a great ambassador, Sean, and he talks to everybody, and I've seen him. But his hitting, I watched y'all play whenever y'all in Florida, and I sat back there and watched him hit. He's a monster, man. I was like, he couldn't even keep the ball down, you know, for base hits. He was hitting those line drives that are like golf shots, and it was just rising. And I'm like, God dang, man. Now, I like doing that. I like having a, you know, when I hear people talk, I like watching them. And Sean, I guarantee, but you got 2 thumbs up from me on your hitting because you hit some lasers, you
He
know.
did.
And here's the deal, Sean. And listen to this. Here's the deal. I'm impressed because guys that are our height, which I think you're a little bit taller than me, but guys that are our height don't have that. It's so hard for us to actually achieve that because we're not gifted with the long arms and the height, the 6'4" frames, the 6'3" frames, even Murray 6'1", you know, those kind of leverage. I'm not saying we have to, if we really want to make it to that level, we have to work harder in the gym. We have to work harder hitting balls. So whenever I see a fellow person like doing it, I'm like, I'm impressed. I'm like, holy shit, you know, he and then your wife, you know, your wife's back there. She's into softball, you know, really into the softball, and you know, just talking to
Oh,
you, bringing you
she's
over
my
there.
coach.
Yeah,
She knows when I do
exactly.
something wrong.
And mine's the same way because me and my wife were talking about it when you were playing. And I go, well, you do that to me. You know, you're actually worse than she is because you're like, wow, you know, you need to catch a ball. They're going to just hit it at you the whole time. I'm like, I know, you know. But I was like, and now, you know, now I talk to you all the time now, but it's funny how we've got a small world like that
Yes.
where, you know, I didn't know who you were whenever we were talking about it. It was about a year and a half ago about anything.
He hit some insane shots down there in Tampa,
Oh
line drives.
my.
They just weren't coming down. I don't know why he thought they were going to come down
Wait,
because none
he
of
hit
them came
one
down. Did any of them
that
hit
I
the fence?
thought was
No, none of them hit the fence.
yeah, he hit
So,
one I thought was gonna it was a gapper that was gonna hit the fence. And me and Todd were back there and going, oh, that's you're gonna have to run now. And it just rose on him. But
somebody
what back
felt bad for him. He said I was a good hitter in there. They must not have been there.
but what bat were you using?
Yeah.
What yeah.
I was thinking of OG. That
The
bat's
OG blackout.
OG blackout.
I've got 3 of them in my bag, brother. I got 3 in my bag. Those are my gamers.
Yeah,
Well,
man.
they're not my gamers anymore, but yeah, they're my gamers.
They were your gamers. They were. You know.
They used to be.
Uh,
They used to be.
Sean's gonna be coming by here every weekend grabbing one of mine because I'm out. You know, I'm on the DL, so he's gonna be coming grabbing one of mine every weekend. I have a feeling. But yeah, man, you wanna? I guess it's time for Stacy. We got to get Stacy on here, right?
Was she even watching a minute ago?
I'm sure she's on. Stacy wouldn't not be on. I promise you.
Oh, she's always on.
Yeah, she's on. So
I can't see her now.
I'm gonna tell her to request to join. How about that? I'm gonna text her request to join if can. Because sometimes it's easier for them to request so you can find them, right?
Yeah, because I've got so many people that are actually watching, and
Yeah.
then when I pull them up, like when I click on it to pull them up, it's a whole list. So I got to keep scrolling down, and sometimes they won't even be on there. But I'll just wait for her to chime in. I know she is watching because she's always popping off and saying something to the guys or the girls. You know, her and Rachel talk. I think Rachel was on here a few minutes ago too. But yeah, her and Rachel kind of. I don't need to be drinking that no more.
Yeah. Ron's talking about the Pro-Am tournament here in Georgia. Hey guys, if you know, my coaching days are over. I retired from coaching, but if you guys want to throw some teams together, the Short Porch people, Leslie and here in Georgia at the Pro-Am, Leslie and I will support it. We'll support that for sure and get behind it. So that's on you guys, the Short Porch players. So if y'all want to play in that national, Pro-Am national in Georgia.
Hey, Jeff. I'm getting a lot of people that want to be reps. What would you suggest? And I already know, but I want you to talk about this. Is what do you suggest that, I know we don't sponsor teams when it comes to bats and balls and stuff like that, but you know, we have a buy-in program, guys, people can call, or if somebody just wants to be a rep out of their state, what do you suggest? And I've kind of talked about this before, is for one, they got to be really vocal. They got to know social media. They've got to be affiliated with a lot of video and, you know, just stuff like that. That would be a start, you know, and then who to contact. Is it Christian? They would actually contact and send. Then we got to do vetting. We got to watch these people, because we just don't want, you know, we have to have, you know, we got to, and I hate saying this, but we got to have good people, you know, that'll actually, we have, what we have right now is great. Or if you even want to go to more reps, or because I know we got that
Well,
West Coast and East Coast.
well, here's the thing, Dave. So the reps are, you know, Christian oversees our reps and does a phenomenal job because he has to deal with a lot of different people from all walks of life, I guess you should say. But they have to be vetted. They have to be in an area where we don't have somebody, and they have to be vetted that for us to try to find out that they're well liked in their area at the fields, that there's somebody that everyone kind of likes to you know, just talk to or hang out. What we don't do is we don't take people on playing accolades. The people we bring in are mainly on integrity and what kind of their personality traits are, and whether they can help us and at the fields by talking to people and making friendships and things like this.
And here's the deal too, Jeff, and I know you guys will agree with me on this, is to be a part of that movement, you've got to know the movement. You just can't, you know, you've got to know what we're trying to do here, you know. And if you guys know anything about short ports that are out there, you'll kind of know what we're pushing towards: soft, medium, hard barrels, you know, height, weight transfer, what better bat to put in your hands. We don't build one bat fits all. We actually build bats for different types of swings, different types of bat speeds, mainly is our focus. They've got to know a lot about the DDT. That's going to be the future with short porch and going forward with that dual distribution, you know. So I see her right
Yeah.
there. So
Yeah, I told her to comment so you could find her. She didn't know how to go online.
I don't see her again. I seen her on.
Yeah, she said, "Hey guys, you see the comment?"
Yeah, I saw her. I can't see her on the big one. Stacy asked to request to join,
Yeah,
so I can see.
she said. Yeah, she said she didn't know how.
Just push the double. Yeah, I'm not finding her on there. I do see her say, "Hey guys."
Yeah, I see her say, "Hey guys."
Yeah, and then what you need to do is there's a double. There's a double on the bottom, Stacy. There's a double, two people heads, I guess, and just push on that and ask to join.
Yeah,
Because when I
right by the
like I've
little
got the,
arrow. Just right to the left of the little arrow, Stacy.
yeah, when I got like yeah, I can't scroll down anymore. It says guest request, and she's not on it. But let me see if I can find her this way.
But yeah, to get to Stacy, I mean, Sean, hell, you've probably seen Stacy play more than all of us, right?
Yeah, she's big in the BSC.
No.
Yeah, and she's a baller. And she plays at all levels, all ages.
Yeah, man. And we
When
hear
I met
nothing but great things.
when I met Stacy over about a year ago, it was probably going on a year ago, when I decided to get the ladies involved with senior softball bat reviews. Stacy, I just sent you a request. I got you. just accept the invite. How I got the meter was about a year ago. I'd approached her because I was looking for ladies to help me with that senior softball bat reviews, and I didn't have a lot in Texas, and my wife had not decided to come out of retirement yet, and I had reached out to her because I knew she was big in the fast pitch, not fast pitch, but USSSA and
Women,
senior ball,
yeah.
the women's part, and I think she had just been nominated for the Hall of Fame at that time too. Wow. And she had just been nominated for that Hall of Fame. So she agreed to come on and start doing bat reviews, and is basically doing a lot of video and just hitting and sending me the video, and I would cut it up and basically get the ladies' opinions on softer barrel bats. You know, what's better for the ladies, because in my opinion, I thought the ladies were actually kicked to the side for years when it came to any softball. I'm not just talking about senior softball. I'm talking about, U-trip ball, that to an ASA ball, because nobody made that soft barrel bats for those girls, ladies out there. And then I started going in that direction, and I went after her because of her credentials. I can't see her. I send her I said yes to the request that she said. She needs to send me another one, and keep doing it like that.
Yeah, she says it, saying rotate like mine used to do, and and even when you rotate, wouldn't come on. But yeah, I mean, the women's teams, that's something, we've been working hard to try to get into, and I know I talked to a few of the BSC women's teams. A guy called me yesterday about doing team buy-ins for Short Porch, and hopefully we can pick that up. And man, I think it's an untapped market. I don't know. What are you seeing? A lot of women's team out there on the BSC?
They are, and there's really good women's teams on the BSC side. Very competitive at all ages. There's actually 8 50 division women's teams this weekend in Valdosta.
Really?
So it's the women have really started to take over the BSC, and they're good. I was impressed. These girls are hitting at 300.
I think women's teams have actually progressed in the last 2 years, and I think there's a lot more out there, because they were dead 2 years ago in senior ball. But I think what's happening with them too is, and I think what Short Porch is doing is get more knowledge about what better bat fits their swing. Because if you realize, a lot of the ladies would take leftover bats from the guys, and they would guys would pass them down. A lot of people playing co-ed out there too, but the bat just didn't fit their bat speed. It was a higher, the strength of the barrel was too high. They couldn't compress the walls. Weight distribution numbers were off. No flex in the handle. I think women need a little bit of flex. Jeff, you'll stay into that too. I mean, you got to get.
That's why we made the first ever women's soft barrel last year, and we'll follow it up again this year, correct?
Yes. Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk to you about too. I don't even see her on here anymore. I don't see her on there.
Yeah, she was saying it was asking her phone to rotate just like it. I think you have to have the auto rotate on where your phone automatically rotates, or it won't connect.
I learned that on the hard way.
Yeah, that's what was happening to me the whole time, Dave, and I never could figure it out, because you know how aggravating it is to have your phone with that auto rotate on. So when you're turning and it starts rotating around, so everybody has that turned off. So you have to have the rotate where it rotates by itself on, or it won't connect.
Yeah, and that's right on your phone when you want to do those settings on the front.
Yeah,
that's right where it's at too, and you got to swap it over.
Yeah,
or you're not even going to be able to come on.
Yeah.
I always bring Rachel on, but it jump in here in a heartbeat.
But yeah, the women's, we're definitely, Stacy's been out there killing it. She's a huge advocate for Short Porch, and we'll never be able to thank her enough, because I'm telling you, she plays for so many teams. I think Sean used to do that last year, but Sean's kind of backed off of it. But when you play on a bunch of different teams and you get to meet so many different people, you get to touch a lot of people and talk to a lot of people about the products. And she's just somebody who's always out there playing on different teams and meeting people. And that's just awesome stuff. You get to tell them about Short Porch and talk to them about the brand and, you know, introduce it to some people that just absolutely may have not even heard of us yet, you know, and because not everybody's in senior softball. And so it's really good what she's doing, and man, she's just killing it out there. And I couldn't imagine playing on 4, 5, 6 different teams, and it's a lot to keep up with. I think Sean said he had like 20 sets of uniforms last year or something.
I had to back off. You just don't get a break.
Yeah,
The
it's really
thing,
tough,
the
really,
thing,
really tough. But it sure helps us. So anytime you want to go back out there and play with 6 different teams, man, we appreciate it.
well, the thing
So I
about
used to
Stacy
try
is
to play
whenever
with a lot of different teams too when we first started with the bats. So I'd try to jump around teams. That would help more than playing with one team.
Yeah.
So
the thing about Stacy is whenever she came along to Short Porch, she already knew about all the weight distribution because she was one of the first girls that I talked to because she was going to join me, and I started talking about, you know, more flex in the barrel for the ladies to get barrel response whenever they were playing. And then she understood it. Like I would sit there and talk to her for hours on the phone about better, you know, you need flex, and you can't have a, you know, the flex is kind of like you can't have a no flex handle. You got to have a little bit of flex, especially with the ladies. They're not pushing that top hand as much. So she
yeah,
already knew that. Whenever you guys brought her along, she already knew that. So she walked right into it knowing what was best for the ladies. And plus, she's a Hall of Famer. I mean, plus she got out there in Florida, jumped in there, and just started ripping it with her girls. I think Tabby was with her, and her girls were hitting. And then she talked to people, talked to the ladies. She was over there asking me, "What do you have a 25-ounce DDT?" And then she would reach over there and give it to the ladies. So she's really involved with the ladies, and she knows about flex, and she knows about all that stuff. So yeah, definitely.
I'll tell you,
She's in that
you know,
master.
one thing I know you've heard me talk about a lot, and when I see good hitters, the first thing I think about is launch angle. And if you watch Stacy hit, her launch angle, you know, for line drive to gaps is at contact 9 out of 10. And you show me somebody with that good a launch angle, and I guarantee you they'll always be successful. And I think it's one of the biggest keys in slow pitch softball. Is everything I've seen tells me that, and there's no doubt that she, you know, with her swing, she'll be successful in most tournaments. And every time I talk to her, she's had a pretty good weekend. So
Yeah, I agree with the launch angle because every swing that she takes is the same, and she has
yeah,
that ball that gets in that same spot 85% of the time. It hits in that same spot, and that's the launch angle that she has. She doesn't try to go yard. She doesn't try to hit it deep. She tries to hit it that same spot every time, which makes her a high percentage hitter. Stacy, I've been trying, and she said try again on here, guys. I don't even see her.
yeah,
See if you can ask for a request again. But we'll still be Stacy, just stay on it, and we'll
yeah.
still be
And
trying to get you
you
on
know,
there.
you know, once you have 11-degree launch angle like Sean, and you just hit it all the way out in the park, it ain't working for you. But
Well,
most people have 11 to 18-degree launch angle. They're going to be gaps and line drives, unless you're this guy.
what I would
And
tell Sean, this is what you need to do: go in there and chop it into the ground every time and run. That's what I would tell
No,
Sean.
no,
Because
no.
if he's got any kind of like a 5% launch angle, 10, 50,
go.
he's going to just hit it out. So I would just tell him, you know, can you take a little off? Can you do a tomahawk? Just do a tomahawk, chop it into the ground, and run. 5-6-0, Sean.
One
5-6-0.
thing, you know, Sean, you know, he is hanging around here with Miss Leslie and me and Sean. And one thing Leslie tells us, you know, Miss Leslie said home runs for outs sells bats. So she don't ever get mad at us if we drop some bombs for outs. You know, sorry to our teams.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
that's the fact.
Well, I got her, and I'm asking her. Let's see if she's going to join. So I
Yeah,
see
maybe
her on there, and
it's tough.
it
It's
says
tough.
adding.
Yeah.
Clem has a consistent launch angle. Yes, he does. I wish it would be a little bit lower, But yes, but he's working on that. He likes hitting those balls that are going to hit him in the ankle, and he hits them far, you know. But yeah, Clem does have a hell of a launch angle.
You know,
So,
I pretty much lift everything when I hit, but you know, I'm gonna give kudos to myself. How about all the ground balls I hit?
Yeah.
I hit a ton of ground balls last tournament. I was chopping it down, like you said.
me and Sean's wife were talking back there, and we're trying to get him to do that, right? Just chop it into the ground. You know, it doesn't look pretty on paper. That's what a lot of
Not
people
look
don't
pretty.
I
understand.
know he can
It
hit it
doesn't
down
look
that
pretty on
first base
paper.
line. If I can go down third base line, Sean can go first base line and do it. I know he can do it.
It says no answer. Oh. It's now sending another
Hey,
invite.
I feel
It
you,
says no
Stacy.
answer.
I feel you, and I can't never get these things to work, and we only half working today, but we making the best of it. So,
Yeah, it says adding, and
well, we
we'll
got
see.
we we could always bring in a few minutes, go ahead and bring Murray on,
And then leave her
and
till the last to see
yeah,
if she.
and get Murray on, but you know, get back to the bats and of course the wig popper and the blackout wig popper and the DDT's been all the story, but I always like to throw the balance bat in there, and I know it's a bat me and Sean loves, and man, it is a bat that, you know, Sean talks about it all the time. He's like, it's just a bat that always sells. You know, no matter how many bats we throw out there, the balance wig popper just always tends to be around because of how many people it fits. I'll tell you, that bat will be around a while this year. We have a few, and not many left right now, but we keep them in manufacturing. And I think a lot of the ladies, since we're talking about the ladies, that bat would benefit a lot of the ladies, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You know,
The 40 guys, they love the balance bats. I think it's gonna be my gamer this year. I'll have the balance in my bag. I think it's for control, power, durability. You can't go wrong with it.
yeah.
I love that. And here's the deal, and I try telling people this that'll get up there and try to argue with me, is that it's not your traditional balance bat.
Absolutely.
Okay, it's the new improved balance bat. I never thought balance bats were made right years ago. I thought they were, you got no performance on the barrel. So whenever you came around, you built that a long time ago. When you came around and started building it, and you remember, I put that bat at number 1 on the balance side too, and a bats on that bat for those medium high bat speed guys, and I love that bat. I said, now this is the way to build an effing balance bat. And I said that in the video, and that was 2 years ago,
Yeah.
or a year and a half ago. So I said that's the way to build a balance bat. What people don't understand is you can add in load and still have that balance feel whenever you're pulling your hand weight up a little bit, not tremendously, but there's a formula in there, Jeff, too. You know what I mean? There's a formula in there where, and you got it. You got the formula on how to build a balanced bat. It's just trying to convince those old timers that say this is really not a balanced bat. Well, yes, it is. You know, it is a true balanced bat, and you're going to get great performance on it when you swing it. That's how come you have all the people out there that love that bat, because they have that balanced feel. They can hit it anywhere. They have that balanced feel, and they just, it's a true balanced bat.
You know, the problem with a balanced bats is that, you know, if you get into too much handle weight, if you get into too less of mass, it's just not going to work. And it's a disservice to put that bat in anybody's hands just because they need something that swings lighter if it's not going to perform, because people buy bats on performance based, and that's what you did with Senior Softball Bat Reviews. It was performance based 95%. I guess the other 5% was probably durability, right?
The deal about it was, what they didn't understand, and I tried preaching this for years, was a balance, the way they used to build balance bats, it was good to 125 feet. And they just looked at that 125 feet and they thought that was the best bat they ever swung. No, Jeff Kessler came along, Leslie came along and built the bat that can go up to 300 plus feet that's had a balanced feel. So that's the way I looked at that baby blue wig popper when you guys built it. I looked at, now they got it. Now they're actually, they're raising that end load and they're raising that hand weight, and there's a formula in there, right? It's all about a formula. And y'all hit that formula right on the head where you're getting great performance on that bat. And you're not just getting that performance 125 feet out and then it dies on you. That's the problem that a lot of companies out there were satisfied with, but y'all weren't. Y'all built it up to 300 plus feet, right? And that's how come a lot of the younger kids like it, because they have that balanced feel and they can generate a lot of bat speed with it. And they get that distance because that barrel performs because you have that end load on it.
And what would you say? You hit the baby blue a lot last year.
Yes.
What would you say distance wise, the longest balls you've hit with the BP and or you probably got some close to 400?
Oh yeah, I had a few that were 400 with it, because you can get at it, and I mean, you're not trying to swing out of your shoes, but if I ever struggled, I always went to that bat. No matter what I was doing, I'd go pull baby blue out, and I knew I could get right back into it. And it was the #1 selling bat for Short Porch for a reason. Everybody liked it.
Yeah.
And it just consistently sells. And that's what Sean and I always talk about with that bat, is always consistent through the year, you know, just because he moves a ton of product for us, and he knows that bat's always in there. You know, we're selling other bats, but there's always people who gravitate towards that bat, because I think a lot of your average players, it just makes you a better hitter, you know, because it's an easier swinging bat and it's super hot. So, you know, it's one obviously I'm a fan of, because you always hear me talk about it. Blackout Spin Tech, I mean, it's nasty, guys.
Okay, that's what I want to talk to you about too. The Blackout Spin Tech, we're sold out, right? I kind of talked to you a little bit about that.
We
today.
sold out. I know. I told you earlier, Dave. I didn't know. So Christian and Cage came in the office, and you know, they're like, "Yo, we is the inventory wrong? We're sold out of the Blackout Spin Tech." And I'm like, not that I know of. And sure enough, we looked and we had sold them all. And
I didn't believe it.
yeah,
I
we didn't think. Yeah, Sean called me. He's like, "Man, we sold out." And me and Leslie have been extremely busy running kind of back end stuff. You know, we got 4 factories manufacturing stuff this week for us in manufacturing currently. Sometimes stuff rotates in and out, and so we've been extremely busy, and we really didn't know. So yeah, these guys kind of let me know, and sure enough, we sold out of the Blackout Spin Tech again. And I think the reason for that is everybody who's seen them, right?
Yeah.
The people who've seen them at the fields, they knew. They found out what we already knew, that the bat was just crazy performing and very durable. And it's definitely going to be one of the bats of the year. I think I know it's going to be one of the bats of the year when they talk about 2025 and senior softball bats. The Blackout Spin Tech will always be mentioned in that.
See, and we talked about that today. It will be here for a while, right?
Yeah, it'll be here for a while.
It'll be here for a while because of success.
We have manufacturing runs of them, 4 different manufacturing runs right now in production of Blackout Spin Techs, to tell you how confident we are in that bat, you know. So to get it in players' hands that want it.
Yeah, a guy told me today it was the best bat he'd ever swung, and he bought 4 of them.
Yeah. So there you go. There you go. So, and we've heard that a lot about that bat.
I think the biggest thing, Jeff, is getting it in everybody's hands.
Yeah.
I think that demo up in Florida made people aware of the performance of that bat. And if you remember, we hit a lot on that bat that weekend in Florida. And I think it was a 26 ounce. I think Todd put out his 25 ounce. We had over 1,000 swings on it. And it finally got a little seam in it. Didn't get a crack, it got a little seam in it. And then I think later on, it actually cracked on us. But hell, it had 1,100 swings on it by the time we were done there, nonstop hitting it. And that was something that Todd had brought out. I think getting it in people's hands, because people are curious and they want to see that. We could sit here and talk for 2 hours on this podcast tonight, but the way people are nowadays, they want to see. So that's how come the videos come out. That's how come you see, you know, Murray Williams hitting a light tower today. We
Yeah.
didn't, that was actually, you can't fake that. And then they get
Yeah.
they get intrigued, you know.
You know, and I know we're going to get into DDT right here, and I'm going to talk to Murray a little bit about that when it jumps on, because it is the bat of the hour. And with two-piece, you know, now we feel like with the Kevlar 2025 line, with the DDT, now to add to our badass one-pieces, we feel like we have coverage for most players that'll be looking for a bat. I'll tell you right now, the DDT it's badass, and I know you've been posting videos showing people, and we did a little bit of that last week. Sean's seen it here today. Man, I mean, I think, you know, heck, Sean talks to more players than we do. What do you think about the line that we're putting out right now?
Oh, it's you've got enough bats that'll fit anybody. And I told Dave in Florida, I swung it 10 times. I said, Dave, I don't think that bat's for me. Nothing wrong with it, but I just don't think it's for me. And then Dave's like, no, Sean, put some real swings on it and then let it get used to it and you'll love it. And I did. I put, 100 swings on it today. And the last 10, I was launching it. I mean, it's a great bat. And I think it'll work for any speed.
Yeah,
I think that's the biggest deal. And I've been preaching that for years about getting used to the swinging weight of a bat. And like when I did bat reviews, we had hit it 100 times just to get used to the swinging weight on every bat that we did, because we wanted to give a very honest review on a lot of an honest review. So the only way we could do that if we get the bat broke in and then we hit 150 swings. So if we get that bat broke in, tell me this is not going to happen.
Somebody's joining.
Yeah. She changed her phone out. I hope that's her, and I hope she can keep on there.
Yeah,
I
it's
don't
her.
see her coming up
Yeah,
yet.
it's her.
So my biggest deal is get used to the swinging weight. You know,
Yes.
one of the bats, I told Rachel, hey, it's something you just can't walk into and start hitting it. You can feel the weight distribution in that barrel. You can feel the way it's swinging. Just keep swinging it, And my older guys love that bat. There's videos coming out up until Friday of that bat being swung by 70-year-old guys, that play AAA ball, that have a little bit, they don't, they're not your typical, whether AAA, yeah, but because you got Billy, his miles per hour is not up there, so he was getting great performance on it on a 300-foot park, and he hit a few out. You got Mike Garibay that was swinging it too, that actually got great performance on it too, and then he usually hits 5.6, so he gave it a run, and he loves it. He loves the way it actually feels. But it's an acquired, but here's the deal, Jeff. It's something that nobody's ever built before. So you have two different weights in that barrel. It's going to swing different. But once you get used to it, the one thing that I noticed is my consistency was there. I had no feedback in the hands. I can hit the ball hard up the middle, or if I wanted to go to right field, I can go to right field with it, and got power. If you hear the video from yesterday, me and Trey were talking about this, and he can actually chime in. Trey's a middle hitter. He used to be a middle hitter with power. Then he started pulling the ball. But what I saw with that DDT and Trey is the power. When he hit the ball up the middle, because of that weight, he's not turning his hips, right, to pull the ball to get power. He can get power by going middle because that barrel's doing the work for him. So I see a lot of people that want to go oppo with power. They're going to get a lot more. The way the barrel is weighted is going to do a lot of work, other than them doing the work, or them trying to open up their hips. That's what I saw in it yesterday with Trey, because Trey's that middle guy. And then you have Billy, who's that middle guy too. And he was getting tremendous, just laying the bat on the ball. But those guys have been swinging it for a while too, since I got them. So they're used to it right now. I would say if somebody's going to stay with it, put about 100 swings on it, and it will wake up for you about 100, 125 into it. And it will be great. It'll be great for everybody.
Yeah, you know, the DDT, you know, first of all, the mass on the barrel, it eats, and you know, you get zero vibration in the design. That I'm gonna, you know, I want to go through some more of that specifics when Murray gets on here, because I want to get his take on it. I know Murray's a real smart guy, and I want to talk to him about in depth about the DDT. So I'll wait on him to run through it. And but man, it's been a lot of fun. You know, all the bat designs, the Fat Guy BP bat that's coming out soon, the 12, which is the 12.5-inch spin tech. What a phenomenal bat. And, you know, I can't wait to get it. It's for a good cause. I know we've been talking about it, the autism Fat Guy bat. And, man, we can't wait for that bat also. It's going to be our next release right here after the DDT. So it's going to be a lot of fun upcoming, you know, a hell of a March. So I know Sean's going to be busy as hell with all the bat drops. So Sean has to talk. How many players do you think you talk to in a week?
Oh, hundreds.
Yeah, Sean sometimes like, man, my phone just is not stopping. You know, Todd Cox, same thing. I mean, not stopping, man. Stacy's like, I've been on the phone for hours. So, man, we're not making it easier as we get ready to just kind of launch our whole 2025 line and all our signature bats that'll be coming out this year. So,
Murray Williams, get your butt on here. See, I can't even see Murray either, but he was on here earlier. He might be eating some oysters.
yeah, he might be.
Cutting this to his time.
Oh man, Murray will be able to jump on. Murray, send us a request. I'm sure he will. You know, he's smarter than the rest of us, so he'll be able to get on.
Do not say that, man. You already jinxed him now.
Yeah, I got some questions for you, Murray.
Hey, the other way. Turn it. There you go.
I'm turning.
Right there. No, turn it the other way.
Which way?
That way. Keep going. You're upside down. One more.
There you go. What's up, Murray?
Right there. No, the other way. There you go. No.
Yeah.
What are you doing? There. Stop right there. Now, how do you have your phone right now?
It's the landscape, but when I look at myself, I'm sideways. But
Yeah, but you're good. I mean, we can see you. I can see you. I'm sure.
There you go.
Else,
Right there.
Yeah. I'm sure everybody else can see you.
Yeah.
But yeah,
you're good
you're good right now.
Yeah, all blood rushing to the right side of my head. Looks like.
I think Stacy we're going to try to bring on Stacy after this. Stacy, stay tuned. We're going to still try to bring on after this too. For a little bit. Murray, how are you doing?
I'm pretty good. I'm trying to stay warm. I hate this cold weather.
You know, it's supposed to be warm. You see the weather next week is supposed to be pretty good.
This is great.
Yeah, and we plan to get out and do some hitting. I did order from Jeff today some bats that are supposed to be here next week. You hit the DDT. I mean, actually, you were one of the guys that actually hit that one piece blackout when we first put it out there, and then you got the DDT, and you said there's some, you know, we sent it home with you basically because you do that because you live out of Austin. We're in San Antonio, and you still hit with Joe Reed, so you'll hit some days with him, and you hit some days with us. But I know you like to take bats home and kind of hit them, and I want you to stay with, you know, we hitting the short porch bats is hit something that you like. So what did you think? What did you think about that DDT? And it does take a little bit to get used to it, doesn't it?
Yeah, it didn't take me long to get used to it, but it is a little bit different. Just swings a little different than the regular two-piece bat would. But I really I don't, you know, right now I'm torn on what I'm going to use my gamer this year because there's so many good bats I've swung. I really like the blackout. The whiteout I haven't swung it that much, but I think I like it. But the Fat Guy BP when I swung that one was good, and the DDT I love that bat. So I may have different bat every tournament.
We've all got that problem.
Yeah, me and Sean was switching. We swung 3 different bats apiece last tournament, Murray. So we all kind of got that problem. and it's hard when we're putting out a lot of good bats. So it's it's gonna be a fun year. So, but I wanted to get your take on the tech. So we want to get to the DDT tech, and we've been holding till you got on here. So as you know, the DDT tech is mid-loaded and end-loaded, correct? And
Right.
the one, just to start there, the mid-load increases bat speed. I want everybody to understand that. So you're going to swing it a little faster, and if you're swinging faster and you have the mass, obviously, right there is the first point of how this bat can help you. And I know you know a lot about bats, and I want to get your take firstly on the mid-load swinging faster and helping you hit the ball.
I think that kind of what Dave was saying, I pull the ball almost exclusively, but I found that going at the middle, I was able to get more power than I normally do at the middle on it. But it's just different from other bats I've swung, but it's different in a good way. I don't know how to really explain it real well, but it just felt really good. And like you were saying, I didn't feel anything in my hands at all. I mean, it felt, you could sometimes, even when you hit a ball good, sometimes you can feel it in your hands. So boy, it really felt good. Even when I hit it good, I didn't feel anything. It just was just
yeah. So I want, and again, we were kind of waiting. I want to go through the tech on the bat. So you guys bat over there. So on both sides of the barrel, it's weighted. It's locked in the weight at the connection. So with that, the best way to explain it is when you typically, the problem with two-piece bats in the past is there's a loss of energy. And you guys, y'all hit all the bats. So there's a loss of energy when you hit a typical two-piece bat. So you can feel it at contact. And typically that's what you guys would see, right, Murray?
Right.
Yeah. So with the weighting here and the weighting here, there's zero energy lost. So what that allows, it allows the bat to perform at a higher compression. So now you have basically a higher performing bat that will last longer. So you get no feedback because all the energy, 100% of the energy is in the barrel. And that's why the design was great when Dave thought of it 2 years ago. That's why it works. Y'all should have gotten no feedbacks in the hands on this bat. I just don't know how you would. I mean, if you hit it down here, obviously it'd feel bad, but you're not going to get recoil because all the energy stays in the barrel. And that's what makes the bat great. And it's a great design. It's revolutionary. And man, we're super excited to put it in the market. This bat will be launching Friday at 2 o'clock Eastern time. Dave and I will be live launching it, and we are super excited about it because this is a two-piece design that is basically an upgrade from other two-piece designs anybody has ever hit. And
right.
You guys,
if you're launching at 2 p.m., it'll be sold out at 3 p.m. probably.
That's right. That's right.
Going back to the feedback you're talking about, one of the days last week I hit it. It was upper 50s, so kind of cool. And sometimes those days when it's like kind of cool, you hit a bat and you don't hit it quite right, and it just kills your hands. But didn't notice anything at all in my hands with that bat.
No, I tell you, you could hit it in the cold with no batting gloves. Period. And it's just like I tell people all the time. So if you took a trampoline, and what if you didn't? What if the legs were down on one side of the trampoline and it wasn't connected, and you jumped on it? You're not going to get anything. But if you tighten it up on every side, you get 100% energy transfer. And why it wasn't done in a bat already? I can't say. Somebody at Senior Softball Bat Review should have did it a long time ago. And but he didn't, and thank God he's here with us now. And great idea, Dave. That's what I can tell you.
Well, I tell you what,
What?
it's not like I didn't mention it years ago. I guess nobody really wanted to take it, and I only mentioned it a couple of times because that was one of those ideas that I will say this. It was a part of senior softball bat reviews because there was a lot of other people involved when we were brainstorming about adding weight to the actual connection, or the cone, I would say, adding weight to the cone to get that trampoline effect. And our whole thought process was, if you had weight here and you had weight here, that's going to give, you're going to get better barrel response, right? Because you have two different weights that are collapsing that barrel, not just one. Well, what I'm getting from a lot of people that are actually asking question is, so my weighting system does not affect it. Yes, it does. The weighting system, they're saying that my weighting system would be kicked out. Well, here's the deal. And a lot of people are talking about dropping down in weight. I just seen that too go across here. Not really, because the weight is not on the end. It's not like we took this weight and added it here, which gives you a
No.
better sledge effect. The weight is added here. So it doesn't affect it as much. I'm swinging a 17.2, 17.3. And you guys know that's not my number. I don't like that number, but I'm getting great performance on that 17.2, 17.3. Murray swings a 16.9. He's about 17, and he still likes that 26. And he doesn't feel it. He feels it a little bit, but he doesn't feel it that much. So probably 3/10 of an ounce heavier it feels on the scale, but swinging wise, I don't think it's that much where somebody has to drop down to 25.
Yeah,
You know
I
what
agree
mean?
too. So Dave and Jeff, do you think that one measured 17.2 on the end? Do you think without the weight of the connection, it'd be like a 16.8 maybe, or?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because you have,
absolutely.
yeah,
Here's the thing. So, and I know you guys hadn't had time, and y'all don't do a bunch of exit velocity out there, and or or just testing your swing speed every day. But what's happening is, even though it feels a little heavier, you're swinging faster. So if you go down in weight, you're swinging faster because of the mid load. If you go down in weight, your timing's going to be messed up. You're swinging it faster than you realize. So, most people can't, they don't have a swing tester like Dave's or whatever to test their swing speed. But I promise you, you're able to swing the heavier mass faster, which it creates performance.
Right.
And everything about the bat is created for performance. And there's no flex in the handle. I know some people don't like flex. It doesn't need it in a model like this. It has a straight Kevlar handle. And we wanted to get to the Kevlar. Kevlar is, has tensile strength 500,000 psi. It withstands temperatures like nothing we ever seen. I think it withstands temperatures up to 330 degrees Fahrenheit, negative Fahrenheit, up to 500 on the hot side. So Kevlar is a badass product. And I wanted to hear your take on Kevlar, Murray. I know you've swung a lot of different bats, and you were in a field where you maybe had some run-ins with Kevlar and with your background.
Yeah, the very first Kevlar that Dave had that we swung is like last spring, early summer. I was hitting the ball farther than I'd ever hit the ball before. Well, at my age, I mean, I probably hit the ball farther when I was 50 than I am now, but
Yeah.
I was hitting some long balls that, and what I likened it to, it felt like a tennis ball coming off a tennis racket. The rebound effect, it didn't feel like a normal ball coming off a normal bat. It felt a little bit different, but it didn't feel soft either. That's kind of weird when I say that. It felt like a tennis ball coming off a tennis racket. You think it felt soft, but it didn't feel soft. It just felt like there was more of that momentum transferring from the bat to the ball off that barrel than a normal bat.
And that's one thing. Murray, how long have you been hitting with Dave and with the senior softball bat reviews?
I've known Dave and played with him for a lot of years, but probably only started the last years when I really started hitting with him. I hit a few times before that, but It's mainly last year when I started hitting with him. So it's kind of the end of his softball bat reviews and beginning of
Bat
the
reviews day. So you jumped right in there with short porch. You know, one thing I also talk about with Dave with the design that we built and getting to senior softball bat reviews is, you know, I watched Dave when we first got into it and he first started doing our bats, and everything that he did with the bats, with the weighting system and just the different tiers of different bats and everything he went about was basically, you know, from just it was science, but he didn't put it in scientific terms. So it all come from Newton's second law from basically 1687,
Yeah.
this, you know, that he wrote. And I didn't know if you or maybe one of you guys ever looked into that or thought about it, but it was basically force, because I heard you mention it one time in a podcast. Force,
Yeah.
you know, equals mass times acceleration. And
Yeah.
everything Dave did come from that Newton's second law.
Right.
And I don't think Dave ever caught on to that it was all based on that. His whole idea was based on something that come up hundreds of years ago because it's right. And that says it's right. And if I went back and looked at all his weighting system, I could prove it. I could prove it with a simple pocket radar if you gave me all the bats, why his rankings and weighting systems was working. And I was just wondering, and I didn't, and Dave will tell you, I didn't talk to you about this, Dave, right? You
No.
the first we've heard.
Mm-mm.
So I was wondering, you know, if you guys ever thought about it or looked at it that way, and because I heard you mention that in the podcast.
You go ahead, Murr.
Yeah. It kind of goes back to the, you know, some people have a misconception that a heavier bat is automatically better than a lighter bat. And it's not. It depends on how fast you can swing that heavy bat compared to how fast you can swing that light bat, where you're transferring that momentum and the energy to the ball. Because if you swing a heavy bat slow, you're not gonna hit the ball as hard as if you swing a lighter bat faster. I mean, there's some, that'd be kind of neat to do a test. I think Dave said he's done that test before, right? Where you looked at different, what the different miles per hour were.
Yeah.
Coming
There's
off
a formula
slower,
to it. Yeah.
that you had to be within like 3 or 4 miles an hour.
Exactly.
You couldn't be more than 3 or 4 miles an hour slower on a heavier bat than a lighter
You
bat
drop
without losing.
down to a lighter.
Right.
Bat. Yeah.
But you know, it was funny because these were the principles and that were based on our designs, and me and Dave didn't know each other. And then when our bats come to the market, there's a reason why he gravitated to the short porch bats, because the principles he were looking at, you know, was how we were building bats. And so we had something in common without knowing each other. And I just wanted to bring that up because I know it's something you mentioned in the past, and it was a reason why Dave and I got together to begin with. Was, you know, it was kind of the bro science wasn't really bro science, it was real science.
Yeah.
We just didn't put it in those terms,
Right.
particularly, you know, like we would a more academic person would.
See, that's when you're talking about that, you had the science part of it, right? But I'd hit so many bats up to that point, and I'd hit so many bats back in my 20s and my 30s because I was always interested in getting performance out of a bat, even aluminum bats. So I kept doing it. I kept doing it. And what you learned in college or what you learned, I learned actually doing bro science with it and testing all the material, testing all the bats, testing the weight distribution, which one performed better for me, an end load, quarter ounce end load, half ounce end load, balanced bat. So what kind of performance did I get out of a balanced bat, like I talked about earlier, on a balanced bat that really wasn't weight distribution right, disputed right, where I can actually get performance out of that barrel because the hand weight was too high or the barrel weight was too low. So I actually would write all this stuff down and then I would actually apply it. So whenever I see what you were doing, I'm going, now they get it. You know, like I was talking about the balance bats, like they get it. They're going to build a badass balance bat and it's going to take off, which happened to the baby blue wig popper that's out there. But what I've been, and it took me longer to do it. I mean, it took 15 years when I was doing senior ball, but I'd already, by the time I started senior ball, I already had knowledge about bats before then. And when I started doing it 49 years old, you know, and I already knew it and I knew how to apply it. That's how come when I first started, I went through a lot of people. Murray actually fits in. And I told you this the other day, Murray fits in with us when he started with us. And it was, but I'd always hit with Murray. I would go to Austin and I remember getting on the field and having him test the bat and doing video of him testing the bat on Craig Field. I mean, I always, and because we played together for years, I wanted to be involved with people that would, like Murray, would stimulate me. I'd ask him questions. And then when bringing him along, I knew that I wanted him. There was somebody else that was after him at the time, but I knew that I could, and Murray's that guy that he wants to swing the best bat out there.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like
That's
we
what he said.
all
That's what
remember I
Murray
talked
told
about
me. He
this,
wanted to swing the best
and I
bat.
talked to him, and he dropped out of the pool for that other company that was gonna take him along and have him rep their bat. And he jumped on Short Porch because he knew the direction we were going. And I'm glad that he did that because I can bounce ideas off of him and talk to him about it. Or he would even text me in the middle of the night and then ask me questions about stuff. Why do you think it did this? And I would ask him, why do you think it did this? And we'd bounce questions off each other. And then I think that's the way the bro science goes. Because he threw actually he sent me that mass equals, you know, like you were talking about. He actually sent it to me in that formula,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm looking at it, goes, okay, explain this, what this means to me. He goes, yeah, you've been preaching it for 15 years, you know, and I'm like, yeah, okay, I know, now I know.
Yeah, and
The one thing you were talking about earlier,
it's 400 years old, by the way.
oh
And,
yeah,
and,
but
and
you
this
know, I grew up on the south side of San Antonio, right? Went to high school and that was it.
well,
Manual labor. I was a manual labor guy.
but, you know,
But you
absolutely, did y'all have it right? And I believed in it. And this is a big reason why everybody's here today. And like I said, it's a big part of the DDT, because if you can make a bat with more mass that swings faster and doesn't lose energy, you got a home run. Period. You have a home run. And that's what we designed here. And I'm super excited to put it in the market. Everybody who has hit it is just in love with it. It is new tech that, you know, nobody's ever done. So it's exciting times. It's exciting times for sure. For
you know what's exciting, Jeff, and we talked about this. We talked about this the other day, and I know me and Murray talk about it every time we hit it when we go have breakfast. But it's changing. It's not reinventing the wheel, and it's changing things that have been done in the past. Not really a lot in the past, but it's Short Porch changing something that's going to be applied from here on out. Like, who knows if we change the way things are built? Who knows? Because we're just trying to build. We're taking our knowledge that we've had over the last, you know, 10, 15 years, you know, and we're applying it to a bat that actually turned out pretty damn good. But not only are we going after the double weight distribution, which is here and here, we're making this bat go through the zone faster. And you said something about this earlier. Okay, me and Murray and Trey talked about this the other day. Not only you're going through the zone faster, you tend to hit that ball up the middle a lot harder because the bat's doing the work for you because it has dual distribution in the weight.
you're
So
accelerating faster.
yeah,
Yeah.
And that's what
your
the
zone,
mid-load. Yeah.
you're getting the yes. And what a lot of people don't understand is with an end-loaded bat, and you hit the ball up the middle, I don't think you're getting that barrel performance that you should. You know, this one you will. This two-piece you will. And when you talked about the energy staying in the barrel, that's your stuff. That's I did not know about that. I kind of knew because you guys remember I used to talk about bats that would rattle, and I'm saying you don't need it to rattle because it absorbs. And I talked Murray. Remember we talked about this. There's bat companies that will actually rattle.
Right.
That's absorbing energy. This does not absorb energy. It actually stops it up here where that weight is at, and it goes through the barrel and doesn't let it release or go into like a dampener.
It transfers the energy where it should be. And that's
Which is in
you
the
know,
barrel.
that's a testament to the design. It's really great stuff. And man, again, Murray, get to you, Murray. You know, you've you've been swinging short porch for a minute now, and you've had great success with the bats on the field, right?
Yeah, I have. Actually, I swung a cell block Big Daddy like 2 years ago when he first came out.
Yeah.
And I liked that, but I stuck with my other bat. But it was a good bat, but these bats are just phenomenal. And like I went to that tournament in Hawaii, I took the black out that didn't have many swings on. I didn't have to break it in. I was hitting with it right away, and it was doing good.
Yeah, the evolution of short porch over the last, I know Sean's seen it over the last 24 months. I mean, it's it's really come a long way. I felt like it's come a long way. And that's what y'all would see too, correct?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well,
And
your bats were really, really good bats before the Kevlar, and now with the Kevlar, they're just amazing bats. I mean,
It's just not a step, it's a big step.
yeah.
With the Kevlar, with the DDT, with the Kevlar that we're introducing on all these brands of bats that we have different, different barrel toughness, their barrel length and stuff like that. It's actually it's not just a little step, it's a big step up with the Kevlar. And that's the one thing that we've seen, because the way it reacts, it doesn't lose compression. I've got bats right here, guys. I've got bats right here that we had in Vegas. And what did I tell you today? 190 compression, 180 compression on both these bats from Vegas. Not Vegas, excuse me, Florida. So those bats I brought back from Florida, and even the prototypes, these right here that we had in Florida. You've got one that has a 175 compression, and this bat was used up there hitting for a long time. So they're not losing compression. And that was a little cold that night too when we were hitting up in Florida. But yeah, definitely they're holding compression. And we're still hitting them. I mean, everybody that hits with us, I mean,
Right.
loves that bat.
Another thing, the Kevlar, the compression numbers that fit your swing are different than the old bats were. Because I think my sweet spot's between 210 to 190. But I think with the Kevlar, I can go all the way down to like 170 and still hit the ball well.
Get good performance
with it. It doesn't implode on me.
Yeah. See, that's the part that I like. And then when you're hitting that 200 that with you, you're still getting performance on that 200 compression, that 210 compression, 215 compression. You're still getting great performance on that, but your variance and compression numbers are actually gotten bigger, basically.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
well, Murray, thank you for everything, buddy. And I hadn't spent a ton of time talking to you. I wanted you to jump on here, and we know what you've done on the field over the years and all your accolades, and not just that, you're one hella smart dude. So thank you for being a part of everything. And of course, it's just the start this year. It's going to be a fun year.
Yeah, it is.
And anytime you need anything, you reach out to us, bud.
Okay, I really appreciate it. Just real quickly, going back to when Dave was saying that when he brought me on to short porch, there was another bat company. I don't want to make this sound like I'm bragging, but I've been approached in the past for other companies, and I just want to swing the best bat out there. I didn't want to get cornholed into swinging a bat for one company. We had a guy on our team once that was swinging a bat for another company, had his name on it. It was a terrible bat, but he had to swing it all year long. He was hitting balls that should have been out. There have been home runs. They're like 280, 275, and it's just a terrible bat. And I didn't want to get stuck with that. And when I swung the Kevlar bat the first time, I said, yeah, this is what I want to do. I want to be with this company that has this bat.
Well, heck, I'm 50, and I know, Dave's 65, and you play 70 ball. And I think, when you get to our age, I'll say this: you want to swing a badass bat, because you're out. That's period, and that should be the most important thing to you. I'm glad that you feel like our bats are top tier or the best, and we appreciate you standing by us. I don't hit any of the other companies' bats, so I can only take your word for it, Murray.
Yeah, it's a great bat. All the Kevlar bats are great bat. Like I said, I'm not sure which one I'm going to use because they're all so good. It's hard to decide.
That's the problem you and Sean have every day.
Every weekend.
Every day. What are we going to swing? When I played 40s ball, Leslie would be a testament right here that I'd swing a different, I would game her a different bat every weekend. Yeah, I'd game her a different bat every weekend. So when you have a lot of good bats, you're able to do that.
Right.
Murray, and for the record, I ordered your bat today.
Oh, good.
I just ordered your bat
Yeah.
today.
Thank you. Thank you.
Trying to lean you in that direction.
Dave got you. He got some DDTs coming today.
I know it was between the blackout with the grip spin or my bat. I knew, so I just let you know I ordered you a bat today.
Okay.
It'll be here next week.
It'll be here. And I will say, guys, how about the rotation numbers? You have the 1, 2, 3, 4 on the bat. No paint on the barrel. A lot of great things about the DDT bat. I'll tell you, I can't think of anything negative to say about it. It's just, it's an incredible bat.
So I thought the rotation numbers were 1 if you want to hit a single, 2 if you want to hit a double, 3 I'd never use because I don't want to hit a triple.
Yeah,
4 home
using
runs.
4 all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won the
Yeah,
four.
that's John.
bases.
I hit
4.
I kept hitting the 4.
Sean's 4, man.
I won't be using that 3. It's too much running involved.
There's the 3.
Yeah, man. I hitting all them triples didn't work out for me. I'll tell you that. So I'm not going to be doing that again. But hey, man.
Okay, great talking to you guys. I appreciate everything you guys are doing.
Hey, thank you, Murray. Can't wait. Get back down to San Antonio. Real soon. Me and Leslie's coming back down. We wish we could have been down there for this bat drop, but we had a big tournament here going and people coming in town. But we're gonna be in town real soon. I hope we can all get together, go to dinner, man. I appreciate
great.
Thanks, Murray.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, a lot of you guys, Bob Downs, it has tape on it. It has tape on it, so
They have grip. Yeah.
Yeah, they have grip.
Handle.
Yeah, tapered handle.
Tapered handle. That's nice. I love the tapered handle.
Yeah. Sean says he loves that tapered handle. That's a big thing for a lot of people. And I know people were asking about breaking them in. The crazy balls that are super light would be great for these 52-300. Sean took his, and this Sean's right here, and he put basically. You soft toss 75, and then he hit 25 live, and right at 100 after 75 soft toss and 25 in there, it just opened up nice for him, and he was just hitting absolute shots. 99 mile an hour sitting right there, so you can't really beat that.
The one thing I will say is stay at it. It's different tech, guys. This is stuff nobody's ever tried. This is stuff that we all approve. Everybody that swung it has approved it. And this is just something, somebody asked about the DDT on a 25. I might go to a 25-ounce DDT. I got great performance. You guys saw me hit on that last round. The first one was 26 that I hit, and the second one was 25 that I hit. And I got great distance on it. I got a bad shoulder. I did not swing my 100% that I'm used to. So I got that kind of performance on a 25-ounce bat that has that lower bat speed. I'm not saying everybody with low bat speed should go out and get. I think it's that medium high. It actually, the one thing about Kevlar, and Jeff will say this too, is there's a big variance in there. It's not like the variance we used to have with Kevlar. It's a wide range, of that variance in bat speed. So what I will say is you got to hit it to get it there, right? So you got to put about 100 plus swings on it, depending on what your bat speed is. Use the 44 375 crazy balls that we have. You guys can use the 52-300s that we have, the BP balls. Do we have any of those? I think we do.
Yeah, we have crazy balls.
So definitely yes. Break it in, guys. Do your half swing, 3/4 swing. Don't go to after you get 100 swings on it. Go to your full swing when you get on it. But that's another thing. That's another thing too. I'm going to try something here. That's another thing too that it just takes a little bit to get there. It's because of a lot to do with it is because of the just the bat, the Kevlar, the bat speed, the weight distribution in it. Guys, this is new. This is something that nobody else has had. This is something that we're going to actually test. A lot of you guys are asking how long to break it in. I would say about 100, 125 swings on your average bat speed, and then
Yeah.
it's good to go. And you'll hear it changing sounds, and your performance will be through the roof. You'll hear it changing sounds, your performance will be through the roof, and you'll hear it hit that gear, you know. And hearing it is my key, and then seeing the performance of it. So those two things, and once you get it there, guys, put it away. We'll save it for games. Get another one. Hit BP with it. Definitely.
Yeah. I'll tell you, you know, the bat has just, you know, proved to be very durable also. And, you know, I think 100 swings, you don't even have to worry about it. 100 swings to break it in.
Mhm.
So you put 100 swings on it, use the rotating numbers, and man, you'll be good to go. The bat will be fire. It will last you. And you know, the two-piece guys, if you like two-piece bats, this should be your bat, definitely, man. It's going to be a lot of fun.
It's going to be, and I hate using this word, but a lot of people throw game changer out there, and we've talked about this, Jeff, in the past. This is something that is going to change the way two pieces are actually looked at, I guess, or maybe mid loads, because nobody really actually had a mid load out there. And I know a lot of people back in the day would rather prefer a mid load, but once they weren't building them, and they never have built them, you know, this is actually, you can call this bat a mid load because it does have that dual distribution in weight. We just call it the DDT because put our brand on it. It'll be a Porch brand, DDT, dual distribution technology. We think that it actually creates more weapons. Now, you guys have heard people talk about that. It actually creates more weapons where you can slap the ball up the middle. You can get power on those balls that you hit at the middle, 5-6-0, hitting it down, Sean, hitting it down into the ground. And then
No.
and then carrying the bat through the zone faster. You got a lot more, you get that pop, you get that whip at the end of your swing. You guys know I talk about that quite a bit. So definitely it is something that it's game changing, revolutionary. Nobody's ever developed it before, and Porch has put it out there on the market.
Yeah, the you know, one thing, you know, I touched on earlier is the DDT with the dual distribution. What happens is you get a higher performance with a harder barrel. So at a higher compression, your numbers will actually go up on overall performance, and that you'll only get with the DDT. So you know, think about that. Think about having a higher compression number, and as you break down the bat, what kind of performance you're going to continuously get. So it's a win-win for the players all the way around. So I think the design is, you know, it is kind of revolutionary when you talk about tech that's never been done and put in the market. So it's going to be a well-loved bat. It's already a well-loved bat, but when you start putting it in hundreds of players' hands,
Oh yeah.
we're gonna, you know, Sean's gonna be getting all the phone calls
Yeah, they're
about,
going to be wanting more.
why can't I get more? Why can't I get more?
Well, especially
When will
this
it
time of
begin?
year, early in the year, where everybody's going to start ramping up, you know, about going to get ready to play softball. We'll be talking. We're going to be on live on Friday, and
That's right, 2
we'll be getting
o'clock.
the time out there. We'll be talking about a lot more other things. We're going to be talking about numbers, weight distribution. We'll be going through the whole thing, how the bat was designed, how the idea came around. You know, so that guys can tune in on Sunday, on a Friday, to actually listen to us talk about that, because that'll be the launch date, right? What time are we launching on Friday?
Yeah, 2 Eastern time. So you know, me and Dave will go live right here, and Alan Hancock's going to be in the house taking some swings. I think Derek Vest might come by. I'll get some live video of them swinging the DDT also that day. If they bounce in here, Billy Lathrop tomorrow is going to be here. He'll be swinging the DDT live in here. It's going to be, it's going to be a showcase for the DDT from here on out, rest of the week. And at 2:00, me and you we'll put them live on our website. They will be live at Phantom Sports, Headbangers, Smash It Sports, of course, carries all our bats always. So you'll be able to find it at all these places. Definitely can always grab one for Sean, because Sean's going to have his truck full of bats everywhere he goes. So, guys, yeah, it's going to be too sharp Friday. So grab you one while we have them.
We'll be going by Monday.
We had 3 pallets of them, and we expect them to be gone by Monday, I would imagine. So, unless we have some of the heavier sizes left.
Yeah, the good thing about Short Porch is we don't keep anything in the warehouse for.
No,
We sell out
No.
really quick.
Yeah.
We
No,
sell out really quick. So if you guys need them, go, because they're going to be gone. Like I get a lot of people asking me about blackouts right now. Man, they're gone till March.
Yeah.
You're not going to get them back in. About that time, the fat guy BP bat will be out, and then the DI bat will be here too.
Yeah, we're gonna continuously be running them blackout bats, but yeah, the pre-sale did sell out that quick, and we have more runs coming behind that. But yeah, definitely, we pivot and move through a lot of different models, and all the models are different. So you need to kind of look and see what fits you. But right now, this is our only 2-piece launch of the year. So I know there's a lot of 2-piece guys out there. So we don't really have a 2-piece bat coming behind it until our balanced version. Jaeger Signatures bat comes out in about 6 weeks. So if you're looking for a 2-piece unload, this is it right here. This is what we have, and it's a badass bat. So why not?
I agree. It'll be here for a while too, guys. This is something that we believe in.
Yeah.
This is something that's going to change the market in 2-piece bats, and we're going to go full throttle.
Yeah.
And we're going to do it.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
better take mine before I don't
Yeah,
get it back.
that's Sean's gonna take it.
He'll be selling it.
We run out around here. Leslie will sell your used stuff. It's happened. It's happened. This girl over here, not in the picture. If you leave your used stuff around here, it doesn't matter if she sells 700 bats. If you have a used one and somebody called, she will take it out of your bag and sell it to them. She's brutal. She sold my used softballs once.
Well, now
True
that you're
story.
retiring,
True story.
yeah. Now that I at least send me your. Well, I don't need them anyway. But yeah, because I don't think I'm going to get him. The guy right next to you, I'll never get it out of him.
Yeah, you never get
I
the
guarantee when he
blackout.
leaves there, you're always going to have your 27-ounce blackouts.
Me being on the DL, he's going to come by here and get them once a week, I bet. So, hey man, we appreciate it, Dave. I thought it was a great to talk to everybody. I hate Stacy didn't get on here. We'll get her on here another time.
We'll get her
And
next time.
yeah, we'll definitely be doing it again Friday, right?
We'll be out here on Friday.
Yeah,
And we'll be talking
DDT.
more in depth on the DDT.
DDT, man. What you got, Sean? Anything, man?
No.
Well, thank you for coming on, my man.
Needs to get warmer so we get outside and hit.
Yeah, we're under rain and cold here, so they're gonna, we got a big tournament here this weekend, and Sean and them's going to be, they're gonna be out there playing in the cold, so it's gonna be a lot of fun.
At home, in the house.
All right, Dave, man. Thank you. You have a good night,
All right,
buddy.
buddy.
See you, Dave.
See you, Sean.
Thank you, buddy.
All right, guys. Hey, thanks for staying. We've been at this for going on, 2 hours already. And it was amazing. Had a lot of guys, a lot of people chime in. We'll go in depth on Friday when we launch this bat. Guys, it's something that's new. It's something that, it's been a part of Senior Softball Bat Review for a long time. And we've talked about it between all the guys that used to hit with me. And it's just something that I wanted to experiment with and with Jeff, and it actually worked because you can think about what you want to do with a bat or how to build. Everybody that's watching this And a lot of guys, I have a lot of friends that actually are engineers and think about what if they could do something, what could they do, or what would they change about bats? Well, this is one of the ideas, just one of the ideas of the many that I have on what I would actually introduce to making a product better. And we've applied it. It worked. And I think it's everything. I think it's the Kevlar. I think it's the weight distribution. I think it's the keeping the energy in the barrel. Everything. It actually works, and it's really good. I like it. It'll be my gamer. It's my signature bat, the 2-piece DDT. I'll talk to you guys on Friday around 1 o'clock here, 2 o'clock there, and it'll be launched. And then we'll get up and talk, hopefully not long, but we'll sit there and talk about an hour about the bat and about all that led up to actually putting it in the idea in Jeff's hands and Christian's hands and Leslie's hands. Thanks for watching, guys.